You're born in Ireland, so
Yeah.
do you have like experienced this troubled times from the past with your family and have you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the film is about the control that the church had over young people, particularly, and that continued right up to when I was growing up. There was a lot of abuse really in the Catholic Church, and that came up really when I was 10 or 11. A huge amount of abuse cases were revealed within the Catholic Church, and it was a very upsetting time for people who were very obedient and very devoted to the church. And so yeah, it's definitely has a hold on the people of Ireland. But I think it's great when someone like Ken is able to see it from a distance, really, just to be able to see the country from a distance. And he wanted the character that I play. I said that I would have done the catering in the film because I was so happy to be there, and he wanted to have a sort of a young character in it who represented maybe a more tolerant section of the Catholic Church, and that's what my little part in it is. Yeah.
How does it work? Did you have a really perfect written script?
No. The way that Ken works is that you don't know. I didn't know what the story of the film was at all, and he doesn't tell you anything. And day by day, he hands you secretly a piece of script. So you don't know what's going to happen. So I didn't know. You don't do any rehearsal. You turn up on the day, and then he'll say, you don't know. So I didn't. Barry Ward, who plays Jimmy, I didn't meet at all in the whole. Even though we filmed it in Sligo, it's a tiny little village. So he likes to keep it very secretive, and he doesn't like anybody to know what's happening in the film. Which I think is great, you feel very excited, because then it means you're not caught doing any acting. It means that you're just reacting, really. And so there's a scene in it, I think, where my character loses his temper. So he writes down the lines, very, very basic lines, but you don't have to really learn them, you just have to sort of get a sense of them. So a lot of that stuff was just sort of stuff that you improvise on the day. So it's a very exciting way of working, and one of the chief reasons I was delighted to be there.
And you do a lot of theatre work also, so is this very difficult for you to work like this?
No, I find it amazing. I love doing a bit of improvisation. I like doing all things that are a little bit weird. Yeah, no, it was great. Anything that's a bit different. I just did a film, I don't know if it's come out here, called Lock, with Tom Hardy, which is all just voice stuff, which is all improvised as well. And so I like a bit of that as well.
How are you dividing your career, your life now? Because is it more theatre, or are you now starting to orient more to the film?
Well, no, I've just done a play in London. So I won't be doing a play now for another little while. It's just because it's very tiring. So I've been doing a bit of everything, a bit of TV and a bit of film, and we've got this film Pride that I've just come from New York, where we were opening this movie called Pride, and it's coming here, I believe, in January.
Yeah, it's coming in January. So
it's a really, it's a really beautiful new film called Pride, and I've been doing that, and got this new version of Frankenstein, the new Frankenstein story.
And your role is?
Well, they're excited. I play a character called Turpin, who's kind of the religious guy, ironically, versus the science guy, James McAvoy and Daniel Radcliffe are in it, and they're here. That's them. I'm joking.
Okay, can we get some questions from the audience also? Yes. You.
You've done, quite a range of characters and films and television theatre, but are there any certain archetypes or genres you'd like to be involved in?
No, I always like to be in things. No, I like to do lots of very different things. Things that I haven't done yet. I'd quite like to be in a romantic comedy. I think because I've done a lot of dark characters over the past couple of years. I'd like to do something a little lighter, something where I'm not psychopathic.
Oh yeah.
To this. Yeah, it does. It's absolutely about. We're just talking about a Brian Friel play called Dancing at Lunasa, which is it's a similar time and about families and communities and all that kind of stuff. But no, the theatre is something that's incredibly important to me. It's something that I'd never give up. I always think the theatre is the actor's medium because they can't. If you're doing a terrible job, they can't edit you. They can't. If you've got an audience, they're either bored. Yes, exactly. You're either bored and they're either falling asleep, or else you're making them laugh, and it's all up to you. It's totally your story from beginning to end. Whereas in the movies, it's the director's game because they can add music or add lighting, or they can totally make or break a movie in the edit. So I always say to young actors, to try and do a little bit of theatre because it's such a laugh and you've got a real sense of community in doing the theatre, because the person that has one line and the person who has 300 lines are there every night and everybody gets to know each other, whereas on a movie set, the person who has one line comes in for half a day and you don't really get to know each other, so it means you have a bit more fun. So yeah, keep it up.
Have you enjoyed just staying in Finland, Helsinki? Have you been able to, go outside and walk without people noticing? If you have had it.
Outside the cinema was I've just been for a little walk around the city. We just arrived today, and I've just come in from New York, so I'm a bit jet lagged. So apologies if I seem a bit like a zombie. There's only one word that I know, which is kiitos. So thank you for having me, kiitos. maybe by tomorrow I'll know a few more words, but kiitos.
What is your favorite role and why?
I always say that I like roles that I did when I first started acting, when I was very young. I started when I was 18 in the theatre, and I got a great buzz out of just being able to act. When not trying to be famous or not trying to to up your profile or anything. I'm just so happy to be able to be doing it, and to the fact that I got paid for it was amazing. So those first roles that I did in the theatre, I always really love it. I can't really say that I have a favourite role. Like sometimes, obviously, some of the roles are more famous than the other ones, and so that your job is to to keep it balanced. Before I did Sherlock, I always thought that I'd love to play a villain. I really thought, but because I had an innocent little face, they just didn't see me as it. And I thought, give us a chance or whatever. And then sort of after Sherlock, I'm having the opposite problem. So you just try and go after the stuff that you want and try and deflect the stuff that you're maybe not finding so interesting.
Oh, I assume you like dancing. Could you show us a few dance moves?
I'm not going to do that. I'm so sorry. I'm really not a very good dancer. I'm going to have to practice.
Okay.
You do a little dance for us here. Did you miss me?
One of your earlier roles was in HBO's Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
Really famous cast. So what did you learn from them?
Band of Brothers was an extraordinary TV program. It was sort of a spin-off of Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, it was a brilliantly made thing. I was very happy to be involved in it. It was everybody had gone to boot camp before I arrived. So I was in the theatre, so I missed the whole boot camp. So they used to call me the reluctant soldier, it was great. It's a long time ago now. I was just kind of starting out then, but it's a brilliant series and it still stands up. I just saw Damien Lewis, who's in Band of Brothers now the other evening, and he's doing terribly well also. So like a lot of those guys, a lot of brilliant actors are in it before they became movie stars. Michael Fassbender and Tom Hardy and James McAvoy and Dominic Cooper, loads of brilliant actors. So it was great breeding ground for people who are doing really well. Yeah.
Okay, so I love your work as Moriarty.
Thank you.
Personal question. Who is your favorite superhero and is better Cumberbatch with kissing?
That's a 2-point question.
Okay, sorry.
I've never kissed Benedict Cumberbatch. You'll be surprised to hear, possibly. And who is my favourite superhero? E.T.
One more question.
May I ask you, who has inspired you as an actor?
There's so many. Anthony Hopkins is a brilliant actor. I love Anthony Hopkins. He's amazing. And I love any actor who's got a sense of humour. I absolutely hate serious acting. I think that's really boring. I love Meryl Streep. Is a great influence on me as well. She seems to be a proper human being as well as an amazing actor, and she mixes things up brilliantly. And then I always think I feel very blessed with all the people who are my contemporaries now. Benedict is an absolutely wonderful actor, and Martin, and Ben Whishaw is a great friend and a great colleague of mine. And so yeah, I feel very lucky that there's a lot of brilliant actors around now as well.
Well, thank you, Andrew.
Thanks so much.
I think that we have to clear the house. Well, one more.
Thank you.
I just wanted to know what is your favorite line from him, and if I have, if you could say that's what you would do.
What's my favorite line? I had a very good opening line, which is. Is it the jet lag? Is that an L9A branding in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?
Yes, we have now some time for the fans still outside. We have to negotiate here before you came.
Thank you very much.
So we'll go up there and we'll have a